Hey Strikers, this is SF and Armageddon was up. And I didn't play the first time around because I did play a little bit while I was on vacation, but I didn't really had the energy to go crazy and play it. And it was relatively difficult because I didn't have the best monsters, but I think this is a lot better. But Clucky, Persephone, Galagola, and my friend is going to be a dead rabbit. Technically, you can win with like all Galagolas, but for people that don't have Galagola, because Sacred Grounds is really bad in terms of beginners for beginners. But either way, it's not that bad in terms of the dungeon. And the main gimmick is blocks. There's nothing else, so bring all your no block monsters. And there's a lot of pinching, so you want to have at least 3 bounce monsters. You can have a Pierce monster. Some people go for Kurapika or King, but I didn't want to put those two in because they are limited monsters. Clucky is more for main, for max luck purposes, so that's why I'm bringing her. But you can switch it off with like other monsters like Giga Beast if you want a max luck, or Impossible. So if you have Impossible max lucks, then Kushina Zero and other stuff. But the main point of this dungeon is to hit your allies for the sword gimmick, and basically that's the only way you can get damage in on the enemies. Now the first stage, I kind of screwed up the first stage. Usually you can clear this within 4 to 5 shots depending on your monsters. Because if you pinch perfectly on the first shot, then you can chain it all the way up to the top where you leave the Triceratopses for last. But these Triceratops have a 1-shot on their only attack, so you keep them alive, then basically you're dead. I think they're not totally 1-shots. That's why I'm strike shotting here, because I'll die if I don't clear off the Triceratops. That's why I'm bringing dead rabbits, because they have the Ethereum Slayer to clear off the Triceratops really fast. More than a lot of people might bring like Zhu by J or Zhu by GA, which is the piggy, because he slays the boss. But I prefer dead rabbits just because of the mob clearing factor. And second stage, I'm just having really bad positioning. Like even if you are in a pinching spot, you can't really deal enough damage to actually clear them without hitting an ally. And I'm just gonna use my strike shot and just clear off these guys. And you don't really have to, because you have a lot of time to deal with Armageddon. The mini boss, you have until the first counter to at the top counter before he starts one-shotting you. And all these guys, all the other mobs don't have one-shots in this stage. Okay, there we go. And all they really do, the mobs, is to whittle you down to 0. They are hard, so it's not like a no-heart dungeon either, so you don't really have to do mob clearing. If you have perfect positioning for the boss, then by all means go for the boss. Okay, next is the Skillas. Now these Skillas will summon more mobs around, so you want to clear them off before then. It is their top counter that summons the mobs, so you really want to clear them off. And that rabbit is also a slayer for these guys as well. And I stopped the bottom right there. Perfect. And of course, if you clear both of these guys, then you move on to the next stage. There's no other real gimmicks there, just like I did here. And even if you don't, then you can use that time to stop for strike shots if you really need to. Okay, second mini boss. Well, not the second mini boss, the first of this boss, the giant Skilla. He will summon mobs as well, but it's on the very first turn, so unless you can one-shot him, then I don't really see you being able to stop the summoning. And it will summon all these Triceratopses with 4 counters on them, and of course they will Volatile Blast you to death if you don't clear them. And all these guys, all the summoning are random, so there's some RNG there where the summoning can be really bad for your team, depending on your team's positioning. And after you clear out those Triceratops, then clear off the mini boss until the top counter goes to 0. He will summon one more time on the left counter, but you have a lot of time. And in terms of strike shots, use your strike shots, especially dead rabbits, if you feel like you're in trouble. Like if you have over half HP left and you have like 2 or 3 turns left for the boss, then by all means go for Dead Rabbit Strike Shot. Right now I don't really need to because I'm on track in terms of damage output. Nice. And I'm just going to ignore the Skilla for the most part, and ignore the Triceratops and just go for the Skillas. Oh, come on. Oh, that is saddening. Next is Galagola. And I can't reach my teammates. But either way, I have Dead Rabbits there, right in the middle. And you can pinch there to finish the boss off. Okay, next is second Armageddon stage. This one is relatively easy. For the most part, it's only the mech birds that are around and they don't really do anything besides dealing damage to you, so you can technically ignore them and go for Armageddon if you're comfortable with just taking damage the whole time. The mech birds don't do that much. They can add up, but even so, it's not like utmost priority as long as you have parts around. Okay, Gagua is pretty lonely up there, so I'm just going to hit my allies and do damage that way. Now the trap here for the stage is that you don't really want to be on the top left side of the map for the next stage, in my opinion. You want to scatter your guys around for a little bit because you have to clear off all these Triceratopses. And if you all stuck on the top left, then it's really hard to get the pinch on the left, and it's hard to get the guys onto the right side, the vertical line on the right side as well. So I don't think stacking your guys onto the top left is the best idea. And after clearing off the Triceratops, then just deal damage to Armageddon. And he does have an HP trigger, so you can technically hold your horses until you hit the HP trigger. He does have a one-shot in this form on the top counter. You only have like 7 turns to clear Armageddon until up to the HP trigger. Okay, 3 more turns. And if you use your strike shots beforehand, you can use this time to stall for strike shots. As long as you have Galagola strike shot for the last bar, then you can pretty much use whatever strike shot you want. And even so, Galagola has a strike shot reducer on his meteor, so even if it's 30 turns, it's like less. It's like 4 rounds instead of like what, 6? Not even 6, like 8 rounds if you can hit all 3 allies there. I probably did that math wrong, but anyways. And now he's in his rage mode, and his one shot comes in the next round of attacks. Ouch, that is a lot of damage. So the one shot will come on the middle counter, but it's not on the first round of attacks. So this next one, which is a meteor, will not. I think it's a meteor. No, yeah, it is a meteor. It will not be a one shot, but the one after it, that's coming up next, the next middle one, will be a one shot, so you got to be careful. So technically you have like 6 more turns to finish Armageddon and move on to the next bar. Got 2 more turns, 1 more for Clucky, and I'm just gonna strike shot Clucky because I don't want to risk it. Technically I probably have enough damage, but I think using the strike shot is more important. Clucky, for her clone strike shot, even if you hit the attack up, the clones will not get the attack up boost. So only the main one will be able to do damage. The clone is basically doing nothing for the most part, and the strike shot itself is basically a speed up for Clucky to move around. Next stage, it's about the Goldie Boldies. Technically they don't really do much. They do use meteors on you, so that can be annoying. So you can clear them if you really hate the meteors, the sleep meteors. If not, then by all means just start ramming Armageddon and ignore the Goldie Boldies. They also have the Goldie Boldies have effective miss, but if you bring like non-dupes, then whatever, doesn't really mean that much. Okay. After that, it's just clearing Armageddon. And I kind of want to stall for strike shot. So I guess not, because it's really hard to stall all the way to Persephone for the last bar. And I do have Galgola and Dead Rabbits, so as long as I don't use my Dead Rabbits for this round, then I'm pretty safe. Okay. And then it's all about dealing damage to Armageddon. So as long as you're able to clear off the mobs in a few turns, then it gets really easy. And you also have like a reset with the HP trigger in terms of catching up. So as long as you clear off the HP trigger, then you have enough turns to clear off the remaining HP. And I kind of want to start with Galagola for the last bar. Nope, not gonna happen. Okay, next is Gala. And I'm just going to willy-nilly this. Nope, I'm gonna hit Persephone. Technically, I should just let that Rabbits to clear it, so that I can use my Galagola for the last bar a little bit faster. I don't have to waste a turn doing nothing, basically. But either way, last bar. And you gotta clear off the Skillas because they start summoning the Triceratopses. So you want to clear off as much as you can. That's why you want to have the Galagola Meteor up for the last bar, just to clear out these two guys and stop the summoning, and also wipe out the Triceratops as well. You don't really have to attack Armageddon with that strike shot. Okay, that's fine. And Galagola. Technically, I should have strike shot, but I completely forgot about it. So that's why I didn't do anything. I should have strike shot it, but I completely forgot it. And then I'm gonna strike shot that Rabbit just in case. Just in case. There we go. Get some damage onto Armageddon. And even though I have 3 turns to deal damage, I have the HP trigger. So as long as within that 3 turns I can hit the HP trigger, then I reset Armageddon's turns, and then have the remaining 7-ish turns to finish off the boss. You can use strike shots if you want, but I'm gonna save up Persephone for the second half of this stage. And I'm just gonna Galagola this, because why not? Make sure for the meteor strike shot, make sure you at least hit your ally. It doesn't have to be before you hit any targets. You can hit the target first and then hit your allies for the same amount of meteor for the meteor damage. And after that is just dealing damage to Armageddon and hitting up top. And Clucky, kind of useless, but got a good bounce up there. That's nice. Ouch. And Persephone for the strike shot for the healing walls as well. And I'm just gonna go up top side because I want the healing wall on the top side for my allies. And come on, can I get it? Did I get it? Yeah, I got it. So no block monsters, and preferably bounce at least 3 bounce. Your Pierce monster can be Kurapika or King, but those are limited collaboration monsters, so not everybody can have them. This team, besides Clucky is a limited monster, but you can swap it out for other farmable no block monsters like Beast Fighters or Rainian. And this is my first Armageddon, and I got 3 drops, so that's always nice. But that's pretty much it for me. Hope you guys like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye. Thank you for watching my video. If you want to see more of my videos, then be sure to click the annotation in the middle, and I also have a special discount code for you on JapanCodeSupply if you want to buy some Japanese gift cards, including iTunes cards. Thank you, and hope to see you guys next time. Bye bye.